What's going on, everyone? It is Paul, the 920 trader with 920 Trading and Trading Decoded. Today is Tuesday, January 30th, 2024, and this is how we traded SPY today. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to pre-market. We're going to set that pre-market high up here at 491.35. We're looking also for the pre-market low. So that's what we're looking for. We're also looking for, kind of some zones in here. So here's what we've got. Now, we've got a couple of these lines in here that were intraday. So these intraday double top. So that's going to be a 5-minute intraday double top, a 5-minute intraday double bottom. But we also have this 15-minute double bottom that happened in pre-market. So we've got this pre-market double bottom on the 15th. Now, when I'm looking at a chart pre-market, I'm looking obviously at the pre-market high and pre-market low. So you can see from today, pre-market high 491.35, pre-market low 490.03. That gives us $1.32. So you're normally thinking, you know what, if I can take a run from the bottom to the top or the top to the bottom, that it's going to be a good day. But you know what? Today is Pre-FOMC day, so tomorrow, that's when the big boys come out and they're going to have an interest rate decision. And Jerome Powell, the head of the Fed, is going to come out and he's going to give his word. So tomorrow at 2 o'clock Eastern time, we'll have that interest rate decision. And at 2:30, followed by Jerome Powell. We call him J. Powell. He's going to do his thing tomorrow afternoon. So just a word of warning. If you have a position at 2 o'clock tomorrow, if you find yourself on the right side of it, you're going to do very, very well. If, however, you find yourself on the wrong side of it, you're going to do very, very poorly. So it is always best, in my opinion, to wait for the shakeout. See exactly what happens. You're going to see candles tomorrow, particularly if this is your first time with FOMC day. You're going to see candles tomorrow that are just absolutely bananas. I mean, these things are just crazy. So rules for tomorrow. Number 1, wait for the shakeout. Number 2, unless your edge presents itself, do not put on a trade. Do not chase trades tomorrow. There will be opportunities, but please do not chase trades. It is better to not be in a trade and wish you were than to be in a trade and wish you were not. So again, that's my friendly words of warning for tomorrow. And again, that's at 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, followed by J. Powell at 2:30. So let's get into the chart. Let's kind of see how this whole thing played out today. So right off the jump, and again, it happened. We got, we got this pre-market low here. We've got this double bottom on the 5. And that's a pre-market line. So right out of the jump this morning, we're thinking, you know what? We have this 490.50 right here, this 15-minute double bottom. If we can breach this to the upside, we've got some room. So let's go hunting some targets. So breach this to the upside, held on to this level, breach this next level with relative ease, and pop through this. Again, this is a 5-minute intraday double top. So we didn't necessarily have this as a target. Pre-market high, yeah, that's what we were shooting for as a target. Again, I didn't play it because, it's that first play of the day. I wait for that fresh cross. Now, our first fresh cross happened at 10 o'clock this morning. We had a couple of reports that came out this morning, and they were good. They were good reports, but the market perceived those as being bad reports. So we had this really, kind of a big candle back to the downside, a double cross to the downside. This is, it's a good sized candle. So we opened at 30 back down to 86. So what is that? A 46-cent candle. So 30. Yeah. So 46. I will not take an entrance on a 46 candle. There's 46 cent. I could have taken this back to the downside, given that we crossed the 9, the 20, this line of support and the VWAP all on the same candle. But again, that's kind of against my rules to play that thing that way. Too big of a candle for me. And again, that's just how I play. You could have played it. You could have marked it in. You could have waited for the close of this candle, taken it down, breached this 72 to the downside, and taken it down to 490.50. Remember, we're going to remember this level, 490.50 throughout the day, because we can use that level as both support and resistance throughout the day. Okay, so there it is. Ran back down. Again, I didn't play it. I was waiting for the reports to come out. Had we breached this back to the downside, I may have taken a position, tried to take it back down to this 490.19. But again, I didn't. I'd rather be upfront about that and say, hey, I didn't play it, as opposed to, I took that and I got the entire move and, that kind of garbage. We don't do that in our community. No way, no how. Fresh cross in here. Didn't play any of these plays in here, but what I did do is I waited for a reject off of the VWAP, took this back to the downside. I thought because we had this candle close below this candle over here and we breached this 490.50 back to the downside, I thought we were going to make a run for 490.19. You know what? We didn't. Took a small L on it. It turned around, came back. Took a small L. You know what? It happens. No big deal. It is what it is. But again, remember, we had a grand total of $1.32 in pre-market today. That's not a lot. Again, if you can catch from the top to the bottom or the bottom back to the top, that's a really, really nice play. But seeing how, again, tomorrow is FOMC day, we really didn't expect a whole lot out of the day. And we were right. Kind of bounced around here. Again, stopped out on this trade. Didn't play this right in here. I waited until we breached VWAP to the upside. That was my safety, okay? Because we reject off of VWAP. Again, when you're below VWAP, it acts as resistance. When you're above VWAP, it acts as support. So I waited to breach this to the upside. Got a nice kind of continuation candle on this play right in here. And I wrote it. Oop, I just moved that. That should be the 50 level. Rode that thing all the way to the top because I'm getting targets. I hit this target. So remember, as a 920 trader, what we're doing is we're using this 9 as support. Okay. Now, because we were able to breach and hold above this 490.99, and again, remember 5-minute intraday, we'd already made this at that time. Because we were able to breach and hold above this level, that was my new support. So I took that support, rode this thing up. Now, remember, our 9 is our support. We can also use our 20 as our support, as long as we're not, working back towards this target right here, this 490.99. You are still in good shape. So I took it up to pre-market high. And that was right around, I think we made a new all-time high right up in here, 491.48. I think we beat it by a penny somewhere. Anyway, closed out the trade, marketed out of this trade on this candle right here, because again, we didn't have anything to look at over to the left-hand side. So yeah, there's that. So there's that play in there. I tell you what, though, I missed this play. All the way. We were rounding off the top. And I remember saying to the group, hey, if we breach this level, this is all the risk you have. You literally have, just a few cents of risk, 4, 5, 6 cents worth of risk. If you breach that back to the upside, we did get that cross to the downside. I did not play this down, but I did, however, wait until I took a safer play. So I took that safer play. We breached VWAP back to the downside right in here and rode that thing down all the way to, again, that 5-minute double bottom from pre-market 490.19. Really, really nice play back to the downside. Decent. It wasn't huge, but nevertheless, it was a really, really nice play to the downside. Those were a couple of the plays. Had another play in here. Ran this back to the upside, tested this low again, came down. Now, there were some in the group, okay, and I understand there were some in the group that said, you know what, we've breached this 490.19 back to the downside. Let's see if we can take puts at this level and see if we can run it down to 490.03. Guess what? Was not a winning strategy on the next candle. Kind of turned around, went back up, closed in the fishtail, got above the 20. At this point, I'm thinking, you know what? I've got the 24 support. I know I have resistance right above me, but I have the 20 as support. And I also have the 9 as support. So I didn't have a whole lot of risk. Very, very low risk play. And since we did the same thing over here, we breached this, we got above that level 490.51. I figured, you know what, if we can just ride that up, we're going to be in good shape again. So at any rate, there's that play back to the upside. Took it again, support on the 20, took it back to the upside, jumped this play just a little bit again because I had support down here. Wasn't really worried about it. Very low risk. Bottom line, if I breach this 490.29 back to the downside, I'm getting out of the play. But again, had all the support on my side, had a little momentum coming off that bottom, picked up some buyers down here and took it back up to, you guessed it, 490.99. So we trusted our levels again. We trusted the 9. We got above. We closed above. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to hold on to this. And then I relied on the 9. So it pulled back a little bit, relied on the 9, took it back up. So again, good play back to the upside. Those were the only plays that I took. There was some bouncing around, up, down. People, quite a few people. This looks like a lot of movement, but it's not a lot of movement. You got 99 down to 50. So what do you have? You've got 50 cents, and time is against you at this point. We're in the afternoon by this time. It's hard to overcome theta the later you get in the day. And again, theta is the time decay of money. So the closer you get to expiration, if you're playing 0-day expiration option contracts, the closer you get to expiration, the faster they lose value. So no more trades for me during the tape. Missed these, missed all these. Didn't play it back to the upside only because there was really, we had evidence over here on the left side. We had some momentum back to the upside. But again, I didn't play it. That's okay. That's fine. I don't care. So that's kind of how she played out. Bounced around, made a new high up here at that 49. 48 was the old high. Bounced around up here again late in the day, new high 491, 92. Didn't play any of this. Again, played none of this. There were some plays really, really super late in the day where if you caught one, you did well on those. But here's the issue with playing late in the day, folks. If you are playing late in the day, you have to make sure you are taking in the money strikes. If you play anything at the money or out of the money, unless you get a quick move, guess what? You're working against theta. You're working against the clock, and you're probably not going to do very well on the play. But there were plays. Take this rejection. Take this fishtail play back to the downside. Could have taken it back down to this. Again, 490.99 had, what'd you have, 24, 25 cents in there? That would have been a decent little play. But again, didn't play any of these. Cross to the upside, cross to the downside. And again, you're getting really, really late in the day. 350 candle. The vast majority of the time, your 350 candle determines the way the rest of the day goes. But look what happened at 350. Directly into that, again, 491.35. So 491.35 rejected and came back down. Now, this is the play that we're waiting on, and it didn't happen. It happened in after hours. Look at this, just ran down to guess where we had a demand zone from yesterday, way down in here. Got down to that demand zone. Again, that's after hours. Can't play after hours. You can actually play SPY, depending on your brokerage, up to 15 minutes after the market closes. So you can play options 15 minutes after the market closes. I don't necessarily recommend it, only because you have to be well in the money, generally speaking, to do well on your options contracts. So that's how she played out today. It was not a great day. It was kind of a rough day. Didn't really expect too much out of the day. Feel very, very fortunate to do as well as I did. It was a marginal day, nothing great. We executed. That's the bottom line. As traders, our only job is to execute when our edge presents itself. It presented itself a few times today. We took those trades. Did okay today. Again, nothing great. Now, if you like our videos, please give us a like and subscribe. Maybe share it with your friends. Maybe leave us a comment. That would be absolutely incredible. If you are interested in live daily trading, so bell to bell, every single day that the market is open, bell to bell, head on over to our Trading Decoded Discord. The link is down below. Now, if you're interested in the strategy, the 920 strategy, you can find all of that information at 920trading.com. You can also sign up for our free weekly newsletter. We cover various topics in there. Anyway, thanks for spending a few of your minutes with us this afternoon. Hope everybody had a great day. And remember, 2 o'clock Eastern time tomorrow, FOMC. Don't know what to really expect. Before that, sometimes it's decent, sometimes it's not. So just execute, folks. That's really all we can do as traders. Just execute. That's our job. Execute. Anyway, I hope everybody has a great rest of the day, and we will see you in the markets.